What's your YouTube day for Zephyr Wargames? And with the news of BROLY being in the brand new Dragon Ball Super video, or movie, sorry, where better place to start than a pure BROLY deck profile. By pure, this does include the veggie package, but this is all designed to help self-awaken BROLY. Now, this deck can be made better. If you're in the UK and you want to make this deck proper and go all out, all I advise you to do is take out the leader for a yellow leader and put in Shugesh, because Shugesh can then play all of your Saiyans, or the majority of your Saiyans, like your Endless Evo BROLY, and then obviously your Kabbas and Khalifas from your hand. And so it does give you a bit more consistency and a bit more aggression. But for those in the States, we know that they've got set 4 right now, so you can't really use Shugesh and abuse him the way you could. So this is a version to show both in the States and here. And obviously if we get a new BROLY leader, you never know, it might change it. The disappointing thing is, the worst thing about a BROLY deck is the leader, because you do need to get to ring as quickly as you possibly can. Once you get to ring, you obviously put your opponent in a bit of a sticky situation, because there's not really anything out there that destroys field spells right now as an all out and out, so it does give you the upper hand. On top of that, the BROLY promos are incredibly powerful. So I'll quickly go through the BROLY because I've already gone it many times before. BROLY can't attack battle cards, it can only attack leaders. When it attacks, both players chooses one card from their hand and place it into the drop area. When your life is 4 or less, you draw 2 and flip this guy over. And this artwork is amazing. I really like this artwork for BROLY. This card cannot attack battle cards. When it attacks, you draw 1. Then both players choose one card from their hand and one card from the battle area and place them into the drop area. Now obviously if you have Khalifa on the board, you don't worry about his second effect of popping on the board. And then if you have the ring and play, you don't worry about the first effect. And then on top of that, if you've got your KO as well, you're going to be causing so many issues for your opponent. It's unreal. So going through this, we've got loads of different engines in the deck. Well, not loads of different engines, just a couple of different engines. We've got the BROLYs, we've got 2 drop 6 BROLY. Obviously you can hear the helicopter out back. BROLY with a double strike, you play this card, choose up 2 cards from your opponent's hand at random and place them into the drop area. Now you can ramp up really quickly with the BROLY promo, which is why we've got 4 Rampaging Lifeform Bio BROLY. Again, double strike, when you evolve into this card, your opponent chooses 2 cards and loses them. You've then got the 4 drop BROLY promo as well, so evolve cost of 3. Now what you've got to remember is Endless Evo changes the evolve cost down by 2 specific greens. So you can evolve into this one for 1 any energy. You can evolve into this one for 2 of any energy, and you can evolve into this one for 2 green and 1 of any energy. So it gives you a nice little quick ramp up. This guy is double strike, and when it evolves, you choose one of your opponent's battle cards and KO it. And then we've only got 3 Endless Evo. If you have 4, definitely play 4. No questions asked on that one. It's permanent when evolving this card into a BROLY from your hand. The evolve cost is decreased by specifically 2 greens. So as it uses in the example, 3 greens and 1 of any colour can be paid as 1 green and 1 of any colour. When you play this card, your opponent chooses one of their battle cards and knocks it out. We've then got obviously 4 of the 1-drop Searcher BROLY, and then we play 4 of the Overflowing Bio Warrior Army. Now obviously if you go with the Shugesh version, you would take these out because you don't really rely on them as much. The whole idea is popping this, so attacking with it, popping it off of BROLY's effect, and then bringing it back by discarding one from your hand, so you get to loop around a 15k monster. On top of that, obviously, you then play a Kale. Kale can then pop it, and then again, you can recycle it a little bit more. So it's entirely up to you on the focus that you want to do. I've only got 3 Paragus. Annoyingly, I can't find a 4th, so again, definitely play the 4th if you can. There's a couple of cards you can probably drop down, so like the drop 5, you drop down to maybe 3 if you want to, and you can possibly even drop down the drop 4 promo. Then for the Veggie engine, we've got 4 Kale, of course, 4 Kabba, and 4 Khalifa. Again, most powerful engine in the game to date. The fact that he can then summon this, and this can then take a life, and it protects off of your KO, and the KO then gets reduced to 3, it's just madness. So very important and very powerful. You've then got obviously 4 of the Trunks. Trunks searches out all of this here because they're all Saiyans. You've then got your 4 Trunks Protector of Children. Again, it's a Saiyan, so it gets searched off of the Trunks. We've then got 2 Increasing Evil Marseillan. Again, it's a Saiyan, so it's searched off of Trunks. On top of that, it helps you self-awaken as well, and then obviously pop in or send in one of your opponent's battle cards of 5 or less to the warp. These can be Fu if you want them to be, and of course the other card you can play in this deck is the 1-cost Unbreakable Super Saiyan Goku for the draw power. Now that is if you go with the Shugesh version, of course, you can reduce those around and go in more for your draw engine. Because if you go for the Shugesh engine, you're not going to need this guy, and this is Broly's ring, which is very, very important. Your hand is not affected by your leader card Broly's effects, so this means you no longer have to discard to use your to attack with Broly. So that is why it's so important to get to this in this version. Like I said, if you change the version up, it's quite easy. You take out the rings, you take out the 3 Paragus, and then you can kind of play around with the ratios of the Broly engine a little bit more and put in more yellows should you want to. But you'd probably just take out your super combos there, go straight into your Shugeshes. And then straight away it gives you at minimum 7 cards that you can play around with to put in. So they could be 7 yellows, they could be 7 more green cards, generic green cards if you want to. So it's entirely up to you on what card you would like to put in on that. But that is it for the Broly deck. I really, really like the Broly main deck cards. It is a shame about the leader. The leader's powerful, but unless you get the ring on board, it can cause you a lot of issues. So it's very, very specific. Anyway, I hope this helps. I hope this gives you an idea of your own Broly build. Like I said, Broly is a very, very fun deck to play, and it's a powerful character. And obviously with the news of the movie coming out, hopefully we'll get a new Broly leader. Maybe a Broly Super Saiyan 4 would be pretty cool, but you just never know. Anyway, I hope this helped. I hope this gives you a couple of ideas. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share. And until next time, guys, as always, happy battling.